Hi, and welcome to my channel. I am the Chantress of Amun here with Tarot Horo Entertainment, and you guessed it, I'm bringing you another Pickacard reading. Before I get into that, I really quickly just wanted to mention that if you're looking for personal readings, that information is below. There's a directive on how to go about booking one. Also, if you're feeling generous, I would really appreciate if you could make a donation to the channel. My Cash App and PayPal information are in the links below as well. You're welcome to also put in song requests or submit poems to be read. I do incorporate both of those things into my readings. So you're more than welcome to submit a suggestion or even a song that you've written, anything, and I will try my best to channel those emotions through spirit when it's appropriate. So, having said that, I do read a poem at the end of every read, aside from the ones where I actually perform a song, which is once a week, but the poetry readings are always directly following the read. So you're welcome to stick around and listen. If not, you're more than welcome to also go ahead and, move on with your day. You don't have to listen to the poetry, but it's not long. It's only a few minutes, if even that. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. It's something that I try to incorporate in my readings to make them a little bit more original and different from what else is going on out there. I get pretty good feedback on it, so I'm going to continue to do it. Having said all of that, if you can support the channel simply by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell, that is also a huge, huge help. Every little bit matters, and comments are extremely useful. I appreciate them 100%. I answer everyone, and I really do appreciate your input on how you feel about the channel and what you think could be, what can be done to make the channel better. Anything that you're not really enjoying that I'm doing, I'm more than open to constructive criticism. I do want to hear what people's feelings and thoughts are on some of the things that I incorporate into my readings. Having said all of that, what we're doing today is a pick-a-card reading. It's a general love, sex, and romance read with 2 piles. I do 2 piles because my reads are very long. I do the whole free extended read here instead of splitting it up, which eventually it will go on Vimeo, the extended part, but right now we're going to be doing the full read here. So we have 2 piles. I do an extremely thorough read. We will cover who you are, who your person is, what you're feeling, what they're feeling, what is the status of this relationship, if it's even existent at this point, if not, what the possibility is for the future. I also do incorporate sexual messages and kind of figure out what your person's looking to do, what you're looking to do, and how compatible you two are right now or are going to be sexually. So you can look forward to all of that. In the grab bag, I have several different sets of cards already chosen, but I do shuffle and do additional card pulls right on camera for you. So what we start with, just really quick to let you know, is 2 cards from Love Oracles. This gives me a kind of like a feeling of who you are, what your personality is like, what your person's personality is like. It's a way to just read your energy right off the bat and figure out at least a little bit what's going on with you, your person, and your compatibility and things like that, personality traits. And then following that point, there are cards pulled from Whispers of Love, which I will pull additional cards as well, as I said on camera, for your read. And then we do some clarification with the regular card deck. And I also have my own card deck called Sexy Music Notes, and several of those are pulled and put in the grab bags as well. As sexual messages, by the way, are already pulled for this too. So I'm going to go ahead and take a moment of silence, and I want you to look at both bags and see which one is grabbing you intuitively. And then we're going to go ahead and begin. Okay? Okay, welcome group 1 if you chose this bag. We're going to go ahead and begin the reading, as I stated, with Love Oracles and get a feel for what your personality is like, what your person's personality is like, and the compatibility of you two thus far. And if there's any immediate issues that are going on in the relationship, I will get a feel for that based on these cards. So we have lots of goodies in these little grab bags, by the way. Little extras that I added in. So, we're going to start, of course, as I said, with Love Oracles. Now, roles can always be reversed and sex does not matter. Those two things are so imperative to understand. I can pull same-sex pairing and it could be an opposite sex couple or vice versa. It's just feminine and masculine energies that come from these cards, okay? So just to clarify that, that's really important. Don't feel like if it's an opposite sex couple, it can't possibly be for you if you're in a same-sex one or vice versa. There's definitely a possibility of messages for you regardless of that. So I urge you to stick around and make sure that you're not missing out on something here. So also, roles can always be reversed. So I'm going to start the reading with this card. We're going to assume this is your person. However, roles can be reversed, and you're welcome to reverse those roles at any point if you feel like the reading is picking up their energy versus yours at any point, okay? So we're going to start with Ernest Hemingway. And we're going to go ahead and find out a little bit about Mr. Hemingway. Okay. So Ernest Hemingway was a journalist, novelist, short story writer, and one of the most influential writers of the 20th century. His career began as an ambulance driver, actually, in the First World War, which would inspire his novel, A Farewell to Arms, For Whom the Bell Tolls, published in 1939, is based on his experiences in the Spanish Civil War. Relying heavily on real-life experiences, both novels have doomed love stories at their center. He married 4 times, but his famously macho actual man posturing, being photographed with the bulls in Pamplona, for example, had a fragile personality that would later struggle with alcoholism and impotence. So, some of the quotes by Mr. Hemingway are, number 1, treasure those seconds when you felt your heart beating. Number 2, don't allow any tourists into your own private Paris. And number 3, to love someone and mean it is a rare and valuable thing. Okay, so this is definitely a very sensitive personality. However, this is somebody who camouflages with lack of emotion, or they try to project lack of emotion. However, they have a very, very soft side that they don't like to share with the public. This could be a public figure. It could even be a writer, but it does not have to be. This is somebody who's very good with words, though. And that's something that you admire in this person. This person's very intelligent, intellectual. I'm picking up either an air sign or earth. And they are... This person is very confused by this relationship. I'm picking up a lot of confusion and uncertainty, and I'm not sure yet if that's just their natural stature, if they're always kind of like a paranoid personality who isn't sure of themselves or relationships, or this is something that's actually going on in your relationship that's causing them to feel this way. So we're going to go ahead now and read a little bit about Billie Holiday, which we're going to presume is your your energy, but again, roles can be reversed, and you are welcome to reverse those roles at any point. So, Billie Holiday was born Eleanora Fagan and nicknamed Lady Day. She was an American jazz singer. After a turbulent childhood, she was discovered singing in nightclubs of Harlem in 1935 and signed to Brunswick Records. She enjoyed success in the 30s and the 40s as a jazz and big band sound became more mainstream. Strange Fruit was one of her biggest hits. Her life, however, was beset with legal troubles, drug abuse, and a spell in prison. Her memoir, Lady Sings the Blues, was turned into a 1972 film in which Diana Ross played Holiday. I do pick up a very sad energy here. This is somebody who is either currently going through a lot emotionally, or you just have a sort of have had a sort of difficult path in your overall outlook on life is a little bit bleak. Both of these are sensitive souls, and both of these are a little bit darker, I'm going to be honest with you, in energy. I'm pulling something very tragic here, energetically speaking, from both of you, collectively and singularly. So I think that what's going on in this relationship is a lot of confusion. I think that you're both desperate to make this relationship work, but due to your own struggles personally that neither of you have seemed to resolve yet, you have not been able to come together and form a successful relationship with one another yet. That's what I'm pulling immediately. Billie Holiday's quotes are, "A kiss never tasted is like a fine wine wasted." And number 2, you'll never know when to stop until you've had too much. And number 3, you can find friends in the darkest places. This is an extremely indulgent personality. This is somebody who definitely looks for answers in the bottom of a bottle. Or it could be drug abuse, some type of pill addiction, something to that effect. It could be sex addiction, spending money, gambling. But this person is very indulgent. I'm picking up whether this is your energy or not. You're definitely going through some struggles here. This is a mutual thing that's happening between the two of you, but also, as I said, singularly in your own lives, you are both struggling with certain things, trying to resolve certain issues. And I think that, honestly, this relationship has complicated that a little bit because you're both trying to work on yourselves, but also you're still trying to make this happen before that work has been done. And work on ourselves can, be a lifelong task. So it's very difficult to come together and form a healthy relationship with someone when you both have a lot of issues going on. Now, that's not to say that it's not possible. It is possible, but a lot of work has to be done. Nobody can be lazy in a relationship like this, okay? The dynamic does not allow for that. There has to be a lot of work done. This has to be taken seriously, and you both have to be on the same page in order for one to feel comfortable with the other. And this is a mutual thing that's back and forth. I'm actually picking up similar energies, to be honest with you. Both could be entertainers or public figures. You could even run a YouTube channel yourself, maybe even be a tarot reader, or you could do like singing perhaps, or performing, dancing, something to that effect you do in the public eye and get recognition for. Your person, as I said, they could be a writer. I'm just picking up that they're really good with words. Again, this is likely an air sign. This could be an Aquarius. And if not, Earth. As for you, I'm picking up a lot of sensitivity here. I feel that you are a water sign, possibly a Scorpio or Cancer. And you're somebody who actually suffers from, I don't want to say a mood disorder. As far as in diagnosis, I'm not here to do that. But you suffer from emotional instability. Unfortunately, I'm not judging, of course, but I think that that's something you struggle with on the regular. This is really something that possibly even came in between the two of you. And again, I'm getting such a similar energy from your person that although you both have drastic differences in your personalities, the sort of tragic bleakness of your general outlooks is very similar. I'm getting something really dark and sad here. Although you do have a great sense of humor, I am picking that up. You can have like a wit to you, and you enjoy being happy, joking around, having a good time. It's just that your overall outlook is a little bit more bleak. This person is more introverted, I would say, although they're charismatic. They might not enjoy crowds, but when they're in a crowd, they're okay. They maneuver well. People listen to this person. They're able to get an audience very easily, as are you, but for different reasons. Your magnetic quality is a little bit different, but again, you both have some sort of a depressing overall outlook, and it just kind of really comes through in the reading that there's something very sad here. I'm picking up like tragedy. It's actually more heavy than I expected, so I apologize. It's actually kind of shocking me how heavy the energy is. But we're going to try to have a good time here and not get too serious. So let's pull out some of the other stuff that's in your grab bag here. Now, one of the things I said I incorporate is a poem. I do a longer one at the end, but I also do a very short poem in the beginning here. So I'm going to go ahead and read that clip for you guys. So that's interesting, though. You have 3 angels on the front. This could be a third-party situation. It could be something that you have knowledge of, open an open relationship perhaps. But with all open relationships, there's often an underlying unspoken jealousy that goes on. Usually one party just isn't as okay with it as the other, but they're trying to adapt for that person, so that could be an issue here. I enjoy your fury. Your soul is full of madness. I like the tone you set, the mood, with only a glance of that gorgeous sadness. Pain cradles us, it calls to us, it's in demand. The 100 ways I could give you pleasure with just one whisper, one touch of my silky, magical hand. So this is a very sensual energy. I'm actually getting sensuality of a Taurian, although I'm not going to say that Taurus is definitely the sign I'm feeling. I'm getting that type of sensuality, or perhaps, again, water signs tend to be very sensual as well, so Scorpio or Cancer is probably a good fit here, particularly with the moods and things like that. It kind of all fits together. With I would say I'm really getting a lot of Cancer energy, honestly, for this person. Again, this person has a lot of air in their chart, air and earth. They do tend to be the more practical of the two of you. However, this person, when provoked, or just when they're paranoid, or they have something going on in their mind that is causing them to react in a negative way, they can have a temper, okay? And they can say and do things that are pretty vicious. So that's kind of something that you're struggling with here too. You have a lot of fire and water in your chart. So we're going to lighten the mood up a little bit. What I do is I stick a little pile of messages, and these are called the I want to section. This is some of the things that your person wants to do to you. You may have already tried some of this. If not, you'll get an idea of what they're kind of into. So I want to handcuff you to the bed, spank you hard, use a whip on you, blindfold you, and gag and bind you. Okay, so this is heavy, like if the person's a female dominatrix energy. If it's a man, he's extremely dominant in bed. And if he hasn't let you know about that side of him, it definitely exists, and it's something that you're going to have to address. It's something that turns him on, and he absolutely will need this in the bedroom. You could, of course, already know that, but if not, that's just a heads up. This person is going to be in some things that you might not actually have tried before, or that might intimidate you a little bit, but trust me, you'll have a good time. So I also pulled, again, from my own deck called Sexy Music Notes. We have some additional messages kind of focusing in on the sexual aspect of this. So the music quote I have here is, I kissed a girl and I liked it, the taste of her cherry chapstick. And then there's a little bit of advice on the bottom. It says, suggest a threesome or just have fun with a girl because you'll like it. Yeah, we have the three people here, right? 3 little angels, Cupid's angels, 3 of them. Suggest a threesome, I kissed a girl and I liked it, and a lot of domineering energy here. So, your person wants to bring in an additional partner. They might even want to do this permanently. I'm getting like polygamous vibes here. This is something that they want to talk to you about or propose to you. They don't know how to quite tackle the subject, but this is something that they're very interested in. I'm picking this up heavily. Okay, so that's just something to consider. Don't get upset about it. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but it is something that turns them on, and they have been considering different ways to approach you about having somebody join you in the bedroom, but also maybe even join you on a more permanent basis or a semi-permanent basis. So the second card here says, horseback, I'll get my reins. School teacher, let me get my grades. I'm sorry, let me read that again. Horseback, I'll get my reins. School teacher, let me get my grades. And then the bottom advice says, you should role play scenarios like teacher and student. This turns your partner on. again, this is extremely, extremely heavy domineering energy here. This person wants to absolutely dominate you in the bedroom. But I do get the feeling that you're a little bit, I mean, as we said, you're water sign, so you're very sensitive. Sometimes people mistake that sensitivity for somebody who's like too shy or timid in the room, in the bedroom, and Cancers are not shy in the bedroom. Cancers actually make good lovers because Cancers are people pleasers who really enjoy seeing other people have a good time. So I'm actually a Cancer, so I'm going to say we. So we are definitely people who enjoy the bedroom, and we enjoy sensual pleasures, and we enjoy giving people pleasure. And I'm definitely picking that up from you. I think that your person is just not sure how to approach you with what they're kind of looking for in the bedroom, unaware that you are probably perfectly fine with a lot of this stuff. I have a feeling that you you are turned on by this stuff, but your person doesn't know that yet. So I'm getting you guys are in a relatively new relationship, but I am getting this one that's already very complicated. There was a lot of emotions right off the bat. This is something that you both dove head first into, and so now you're kind of you're at this point in your relationship where you're just not sure how to move forward and continue because it's so intense, right? So we're going to go ahead and start the reading with Whispers of Love. And really get some messages here for you and your person on what's going on in the relationship. How can we fix it? How can we improve? Where are we at? Those type of questions and answers. Oh, okay. Okay, so the first card we have is Embrace Your Emotions. Allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. There's a brilliant picture there of a gorgeous, unicorn. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really powerful. This woman riding this unicorn, it gives me the feeling of you being a very powerful and really wonderful creative force. What I am picking up, I'm going to be honest, is your person's not just domineering in the bedroom. Your person's a domineering personality. And I think that that is causing some conflict in this relationship. So if you're going to welcome that type of stuff in the bedroom, you know, the things we were speaking about, I think that you need to be really, really firm with this person that that's kind of where it stays unless you agree to a relationship of a different nature with this person. But otherwise, you're going to struggle with this person and their domineering behavior. They don't quite understand you as an artist or, you know, really overall a person, but mainly as an artist. I hate to say it, but I'm getting like a little bit of a chauvinistic vibe here. This person doesn't see females singularly. They see the female that they're with as an extension of them. So they don't understand your drive to be an artist. Even though the odd thing is that they are an extremely creative person themselves with some very similar drive in whatever field it is working in. Again, I am getting writer heavily. But if not something very creative, they could be a screenplay writer, direct, produce movies, something to that effect. They're very thorough, they're very anal, and you know, they understand the drive of the artist, but only through a male perspective. They don't quite understand that a female can have that drive, have those same feelings, have those same desires and wants, and be looking to achieve similar things. So they don't really respect you as an artist. Although they do appreciate the things you've done. They admire you for your work, but they don't take it seriously. And it's not something they're doing to be cruel. This is how this person was probably raised, or absentee parent. It's not even how they were raised. It's they had an absentee parent. So their view on females is a little bit jaded, okay? It's a little bit skewed. They grew up with a mother who they had a lot of issues with, an absentee father, or that could be vice versa, but for whichever way it goes, it had a profound effect on this person's psyche. And I'm also getting that there was definitely a step-parent who did not respect this person's space. They could even be violent with this person, and verbally abusive. So this is something you're going to struggle with in this relationship, because this person has not gotten help for this, okay? This is somebody who really, really struggles with masculinity. They like to project a heavy masculinity at all times. However, they actually have equal parts feminine and masculine energies, but they're not comfortable with that. They're not comfortable with discussing that. They're not comfortable with acknowledging it. They have a very old-fashioned chauvinistic view on things. I'm not getting that this person is like a flat-out narcissist or anything like that. I'm just getting that the way they grew up, they have a skewed view on the female and what their counterpart, ideal counterpart, should look like, be like, act like, dress like, speak like, think like. It's not from a malicious place. It's from a controlling one. This person had no control growing up, and the only way for them to function now in society is to be heavily controlling of everything around them in their environment, particularly with lovers, okay? So you're going to struggle with that person. The second card we have here is spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. Again, this is just gorgeous visuals. I want you to be able to see it. The man looking and the woman looking up and down at each other, gazing into each other's eyes. I do get that you're in a very, very spiritual connection here. Despite the flaws of both you and this person and some of the things you two are already facing as a couple, even though you haven't been together that long, I am getting that this is a special connection. This is spiritual. You were guided to this person. You absolutely are meant to have this person as part of your life, is a very big part of your life for a very long time. Okay, there's a lot of life lessons here with this person, but also it's a spiritual connection that has a profound meaning. So I would take that into account before writing this relationship off. It's going to be difficult. I'm not going to lie. You know, you're headstrong. You have that, you're headstrong like a Cancer is, okay? Cancers really give off a lot of signs and signals that aren't always accurate to who they are. People take the Cancers being guarded as shy, timid, coy, kind. It's not, those things are not synonymous. They don't always translate the same way, and that goes for whether or not this person is stubborn, whether they're headstrong, their ambitions they have in life. You are somebody who has a lot of things that you aspire to, and I don't know that your person's respectful of that. So that's going to be an issue in this relationship. It's something that needs to be addressed, on top of the fact that you both have emotional issues that have to be addressed here. Okay, I don't usually like doing super serious readings for the sex, love, and romance ones. I kind of like to keep it fun and light, but I have to go by the energy I'm picking up, and this is what I'm getting from this relationship. There's a lot of work that needs to be done here, but it is a spiritual connection, okay? There's a profound meaning behind this relationship and why you were guided towards this person. You need to keep that in mind before you write this relationship off. It's going to be work, but I have such a strong intuition that there is reasons far larger than you could ever imagine for why you're with this person. You too could even change the world. That's the kind of level I'm getting, like, you know, something really, really profound. The last card here says, I love you. These are powerful words. I mean, it's a simple message here. Your person does love you. Your person does care about you. They probably want to articulate this to you somehow, but you've been having some slight problems in the relationship, even though it's not that old. Again, you're both intense energies. Your person's definitely more practical, whereas you tend to you go with the flow. You do a lot of stuff based on emotion. You're definitely somebody who lives through the heart. You get into relationships based on your feelings and emotions versus being practical about it. And so your person's experiencing that for the first time with you. Okay, so this person is not used to feeling this way. A lot of times when they chose a partner, it was for more practical reasons. But what they're finding with you is that they really, really are in love with you, and they don't know how to articulate this to you. They're a little bit uncertain. They're not used to having somebody with so many artistic ambitions. So that's going to definitely be something that needs to be addressed in this relationship. As I said before. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to pull some basic playing cards, get some advice from Spirit, what's going to be going on in your future together, as well as some messages singularly, specifically for you. Okay? Spirit, give me some messages. Oh. Alright, we're going to pull those because it was like almost demanding that I keep them. Oh my god. Okay, so bottom of the deck we have the Three of Diamonds. This is actually, so this is interesting. This is a great card for you to have gotten because this is a sign of teamwork. This is a sign of a healthy, functional relationship. Two people coming together and really trying to make something work. So that's great. That's definitely what you want to hear. So that's exciting. That is a good sign. Something is strongly telling me that there is going to be a way for you to make this relationship functional, and that you absolutely should be wanting and willing to do so. So don't, just don't get frustrated. And Cancers are very loyal and we stick by people, but we get frustrated easy and we can be a little bit passive aggressive sometimes. So just try not to let that side of you take over. Live through your emotions right now with this person. It is safe. That's what Spirit wants me to tell you. It is safe. You are so scared you are going to get hurt. You're really, really terrified to get hurt. I think that you have so much emotion for this person, you just don't really know how to handle it, and you're very concerned that they're not reciprocating, although all the signs point to the fact that they are, based on how they interact with you. The words haven't been spoken yet, so you're not sure, and again, you two are facing some troubles in this relationship, some things that are going to have to be addressed and tackled. So we also have the Jack of Diamonds here. This actually can be a card of martyrdom and victimhood. So this person could have done something to you that, something drastic that caused you to take a break, or you're considering taking a break with this person. But Spirit wants you to be strong. Spirit wants you to really focus in on what attracted you to this person and live through your heart and your emotions and your soul versus your mind, which as a Cancer you do anyway. But I find a heavy energy of fear here, and while you want to continue the relationship, you are extremely scared that if you move forward, you're going to get your heart broke. That's what this really comes down to. You're very afraid to get your heart broken. You two have an extremely heavy, sexy, sensual energy as far as sexual energy goes. there's something super sexy here. If it's relatively new and you're just starting out with each other, you may not have uncovered that side of you together yet, but I am getting that you definitely will soon. There's a very, very sexy, lusty energy, but it's not in a way where it's negative, where this is the only thing that's there, and there's just, this relationship is doomed because nothing else is there. I'm not getting that at all. I'm actually getting the spiritual connection between the two of you, and the emotional connection as well as physical attraction is creating an intense sexual chemistry here. So we have the Ace of Spades, which this is a card of insight. You need to follow your intuition. You need to listen to your heart. Gain some insight on the relationship, on what is going wrong, or what has put this sort of like to a halt, if it has. And if not, it could be something you're facing very soon in the future. But if not, Spirit just wants you to consider the love and the emotions that you have for this person before writing this relationship off. That's what I keep getting over and over again. Spirit does not want you to write this relationship off based on the fact that they may have done something already that caused this rift. I don't think that they've cheated on you, but again, this person does want to bring other lovers into the bedroom, so that's also something that you're going to probably have to work out with them. But you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? That's just something that they want. They're certainly not going to like leave you over not having a willingness to do that. That's just a desire they have. But they see you as the person who they want to be with permanently. Okay, they want you in their life permanently. That is a definite. Okay, I'm getting that heavily. I think this person is starting to understand like your ambitions, and that you're not going to be the normal housewife, or which is fine. I am not insulting anybody who is, but that's just not you. That's not who you are. You're just not that type of personality. And I think they're coming to terms with that you have your own ambitions, and that they need to be more accepting of a different, more modern view on the female archetype and what she should or shouldn't be doing in a relationship. It's hard for them to come to terms with that, but I do think that they care about you enough to want to do it. So I'm going to pull 2 more cards here and get some final advice. I'm going to do it with Whispers of Love, because this is such a heavy love reading that I'm getting important messages about love itself that I want to make sure we're getting everything to you. Ah! Okay. We can't take half the deck. Hold on. So the first message I have for you, it's actually 2 females in this picture, which is interesting, but it says, listen with your heart. You are listening, but you need to hear with a loving heart. So everything I'm saying to you is being reiterated to you right now through Spirit. Spirit is concerned that you're not quite getting the message yet, okay? This is a profound connection. This is something that you don't want to walk out on without giving it your absolute number 1 best effort, okay? I mean, just look at that. It's a really beautiful picture, too. Consider what this relationship means to you before you walk out, okay? And the second card says, simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. So Spirit wants you to keep your kind and loving nature. You may have been a little bit disgruntled lately with something that your person did. What Spirit wants is for you to remain a kind and loving human being. Do not ever get jaded. Do not feel that, your kindness is weakness. Spirit wants you to understand that the personality that you have and those characteristics are really, really lovely, and this is what makes people love you, and you actually have healing powers, and part of that is because of your kindness. You just know how to make people feel really good. People really like to be around you, which is interesting because I don't get that you love to be around people, but I get that they like to be around you. You're probably an empath and you get drained very easily because of the type of energy that you put out there, and because you do have these healing powers. So that could be something. Your person loves this about you. They love that you're a healer. They love everything that you give to them in that way, which is a lot. You make them feel amazing. And not just from stroking their ego. I mean, even just a simple hug, because of the energy that you emit, you make them feel amazing, and they really love this about you. They've never found this in anyone else. Your person actually believes you're an earth angel. They see you as somebody closer to a saint than, well, let's just say something more human. But the sexual chemistry, again, is pretty off the charts, and I think you're going to experience a lot with this person in that regard. If you haven't done these things before, you're probably going to get introduced to a lot of them with this person. Hey, look, have a good time. Don't knock it till you try it. That's all I have to say. We're going to go ahead and pull a poem now. I'm going to read a poem for you guys, and then we're going to close this one up and move on to group 2. Okay, so your poem today, we're going to close this reading out with, is called Phosphorescent by poet Nicole DeSatini. I'm running on the front line. I'm winning. Let me start that over. I'm running on the front line. I'm winning the race. I'm caught in this gorgeous, lust-filled chase. Hungry for just a taste, one silver sliver. Just one finger makes me shiver. Total erotica, but I won't become a neurotic one. Although, Daddy, you're making me crazy. I'm trying not to be too hasty. Just want a taste, see. Won't let one drop go to waste, see. Because you light my fire. That is what you are. All heat, total immolation. You're God's #1 creation. I hope you see and I hope you believe. It's you I desire. Yes, you light my fire. That is what you are. So, I think that actually matches the reading very well. There was a serious sexual chemistry here. I think that you're both going to have a lot of fun in that area. It's going to be something that's really exciting and different and new. Where you need work is the emotional aspect of your relationship, and verbalizing things to each other a little bit better. But Spirit wants me to reiterate one last time, and I don't know if I can say this enough. Spirit wants me to reiterate this to you. This is a very intense spiritual connection, so I would approach it with a little bit more openness than normal, and a willingness to make it work. Cancers love to make relationships work. We are not big on losing any type of relationship in our life, whether it be a friend, family member, or boyfriend or girlfriend, or anything else. So I think that you're actually matched very well up against this person, who it's, again, they're either an earth sign or an air sign. They're more practical. You're kind of opening them up to something a little bit different, but Spirit wants you to really take into consideration what this relationship means and what it could be before deciding to walk out over your first tiff or something like that. Okay, so that's all we have for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave me comments letting me know how you feel about the way I do my readings, particularly by adding poetry and songs and stuff like that. If you're getting anything from it, if you feel like your person is speaking to you through these words, let me know, and you can donate your own song or poem. As I said before, it's a huge help. If you like the video, you're making just the biggest change in my life. Every little bit helps, so I really do appreciate all of it. Again, you can contact me below for reading information or to donate to the channel. Other than that, we're going to move on now to group 2, okay? Hi, group 2, and welcome to your Pick a Card reading. I am excited to go ahead and do this for you. We're going to start with your grab bag, and I always start with love oracles, as I had stated in the beginning of the read. We get a take on your personality and your person's personality by doing so. So we're going to go ahead and pull those first and find out who I'm dealing with here and any messages that I might have for you right off the bat. see what we have here. Okay, so sex does not matter. Roles can be reversed. So we're going to start assuming this is your person and this is you, but feel free to reverse those roles at any time if you feel like the reading is the opposite. So we're going to start with the card for George Clooney. I'm going to take on your personality here. George Clooney is an American actor, filmmaker, businessman, humanitarian, and heartthrob. Clooney's breakthrough role was as Dr. Doug Ross on the hit television show ER. He went on to star in several box office hits, including Ocean's 11, the trilogy, and has won 3 Golden Globes and 2 Academy Awards, one for acting and one for co-producing. An all-American sports star turned television and movie star, he was leading bachelor as well as leading man until he met and married human rights lawyer Amel Alamuddin in 2014. He became a father to 2 twins in 2017. Okay, so some of the quotes here by George Clooney are, number 1, if you commit the perfect heist, make sure you don't brag about it. Number 2, intelligence is the sexiest attribute. And number 3, once you share your personal life, it's not personal. So I'm getting somebody who's very private. This is a person who does not like to put your relationship out there and really let people know what's going on between the two of you. I'm going to be honest, I'm getting a little bit of a playboy vibe here, although I'm also sensing that that might not be the way this person handles you or this relationship. Just overall, that is kind of like the personality I'm getting here. This is somebody who was a playboy before they met you. Could be now, or if this is a crush, this is just the take on their personality. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to interact with you in a negative way. I just pick up playboy vibes here, okay? This could be a man or a woman. It's just masculine and feminine energy. This person sits heavy in masculine energy, though, whether a female or a male. This is somebody who was a player at some point. I'm definitely getting that. I'm also getting this person that physically is quite attractive. People of both sexes tend to be attracted to this person. I do get that they use their looks a lot to get through life, though. That's not to say they're not intelligent or that they don't value intelligence, because they do value intelligence. However, they're used to being able to maneuver well because of their looks. So it's something that we can chalk up to maybe a bad habit or a habit, but yeah. They're very suave. This person knows how to charm. They know how to talk to people, and they are very good at getting what they want, okay? The card for your energy, unless you need to reverse the rules, is Joan of Arc, okay? So I am getting a very noble energy here right off the bat. You're somebody who, when you give your word, you mean it. You're somebody who values loyalty. You're somebody who's brave. So Joan of Arc was a military leader and martyr. She believed it was her destiny to help and then uncrowned Charles VII to secure the throne of France, and went to his court, hair cropped like a man in military clothes, to convince him of her visions. With the Maid of Orleans at the head of his army, he was victorious in the Battle of Orleans and crowned in 1429. In 1430, Joan was captured, but Charles VII refused to pay the ransom. She was charged with 70 counts of heresy and burned at the stake before a crowd of 10,000. The court later found her innocent of all charges, and in 1920, Joan was canonized as a Catholic saint. And some of the quotes from Joan of Arc are, number 1, only settle for eternity. Number 2, love and faith will defeat violence. And number 3, be not afraid of fire and arrows or anything that may come. And as I said, I am picking up a very brave energy. You're somebody who, a righteous personality, somebody who believes in doing the right thing, somebody who sticks by their word, somebody who sticks by their beliefs. You can't be easily swayed by a crowd or even an individual. I'm getting that you're both, neither one of you are passive personalities, okay? This person could kind of hold the reins through the relationship, but you are extremely headstrong and stubborn, and that could even be something that's often causing rifts between the two of you, because nobody's passive in this relationship. And again, that could be something that's kind of like causing some rifts here and there. It could be why you're here today, to find out if it's worth it for you to continue on with this relationship. I do get that you two are in something that's at least semi-serious, or if not, this could be for the future. But this is not something that either person is taking particularly lightly. Could be a relationship that's maybe in its second, third, fourth year. So it's something long-term. I don't get marriage, though. Although I do find that marriage is not only a possibility, but at least one of you is really looking to kind of like seal the deal and put a ring on it. I think your person actually wants to get married, and I'm not sure that that's something that you're crazy about. Which is interesting because I do get a player vibe from your person, but they're the type of player who, once they find that one, that's when they like buckle down and they want to make this work, okay? Which is why they probably want to propose marriage to you. That could be something that's happening in the near future. So you might expect a proposal soon, okay? If not, that's something that's definitely on their mind, and they consider you somebody who is the ideal mate. They, as much as they don't like your stubbornness and how headstrong you are, they do like it. They admire it, they respect it, and they appreciate it in a way. However, on another hand, it drives them kind of crazy, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm getting with you possible Taurian energy here, or Libra, Empress energy, definitely. Yeah, you're somebody who, you could have even actually served in the military, or you have taken on a more masculine role in whatever it is that you're doing career-wise. It doesn't have to be that, though. It just could be the energy. You're somebody who, I'm actually getting like somebody at like target practice, and that could just be metaphoric, or it could be something that you actually do. And I'm also getting that your person, this is a hobby of theirs as well. So you could almost be like the type of relationship where you two camp a lot, or you're into survival as a hobby, shooting guns, maybe even possibly hunting. But if not, it's just that type of energy where together you kind of bring that out in each other. Although you're more of a tomboy if you're female, or you're just, boyish if you're a boy. But your person loves that about you, which is interesting because your person's a little bit more suave and almost like glamorous in a way. This is a person who, they themselves are not necessarily like a dressed down, earthy type, but they really like that quality in you, okay? It's something that turns them on. They're very attracted to that tomboyish quality that you have, if female, but again, it doesn't have to be. So they like how tough you are. It turns them on, and they respect it and admire it. So this person's, honestly, I'm getting that they're almost like smitten with you. You are very different from their normal type. So at first it was a little bit hard for them to understand and really come to terms with. But when the smoke cleared, this person found that you are their ideal mate. Okay? Although that you two do struggle with some rifts here and there. Overall, I'm getting this person really, really cares for you a lot. They admire you a lot, and they just find you to be very unique. So the relationship took them by surprise. At first it was just something different. They were approaching it that way. Wow, this is different from what I'm normally attracted to. Let me try this out. I don't think they expected to really care for you. Okay, but that is where we're at here. And what I do next is I incorporate a little poem. We're going to channel some messages here and see what your person has to say to you. And sometimes it could be vice versa, but we'll see what the poem says. I'm falling in love with energy, unrelenting desires. as I walk through this fire. You stapled your flesh, bone, and soul to my heart, my mind, both of those. You wrestled my demons to force on me your own. Jam the key inside the lock between my legs. Very intense, very sexual. Okay, so I'm getting that. And you know what's interesting is the first poem for group 1 was called Phosphorescent, and this one also mentioned fire. So fire sign is definitely a possibility here. Not only that, both of you could have fire in your charts. I'm getting a lot of fiery, passionate energy, period, here between the two of you sexually as well. So your reading could be related to number 1. There might be messages for you here as well. So keep that in mind if you're from group 1 and you watched that one. And of course, certain things can be separate for a totally different person out there, but I am getting that there's a possibility this could be like an adjoined reading here. So we're going to get into the fun stuff and talk a little bit about sexuality and preferences, what your person wants, what you want, what you two are attracted to about each other, and first and foremost, the I want to section. These are some of the things that your person wants to do with you. If you have done them, great, fantastic. You already know these things, turn your person on. If not, this is something to take into consideration because these are probably some of the things that are on their mind sexually, okay? Now, don't get scared. I want to. Watch you with the same sex. Wake up to head. I want you to lick my balls. Dress up in stilettos. Okay, that's the last one, actually. So what I wanted to say really quick was the first thing was I wanted to be with the same sex. We got a very similar reading last time, so I do think that these could definitely be possibly adjoining readings, just to let you know. The last one, several times, it was implied that the person would be looking to do like a threesome or being something maybe that's polygamous. It does not have to be. That's just an energy I'm picking up, and I picked it up last time too. And of course, we just read it too. So just a note, none of this is meant to scare you off or to upset you. Remember, people have desires. They don't always act on those desires if it hurts their partner, so don't get upset if it's something you just don't want to hear. It's not a big deal, okay? So I have my own deck here called Sexy Music Notes. This has some lyrics to sexy songs as well as suggestions for things to bring into the relationship or what's going on sexually as well as emotionally. So the first quote is, "Bring your love, baby, and I could bring my shame." And it says, "Never be ashamed to explore sexuality with your partner." So the quote is a little bit more ironic. It's not something that's literal, but the person clearly wants you to do some things that they're not sure you're going to be comfortable with, but they are really turned on by certain things that they are hoping that you might be open to. I'm getting that they're very visual. This person's extremely visual. They really like to see you in sexy lingerie, stilettos, the whole thing. They like lap dances. They like to watch you move. They just really, really love looking at you specifically, and that's definitely a big part of the sexual pleasure for them, is seeing you in fishnets and stilettos and, you know, things like that. Very sexy, very sensual, very feminine. So it's interesting because, as we know, you're more of a tomboy here, and your person loves that about you. However, when it comes to being in the bedroom, your person likes to see you get a little bit more dressed up. They like to see the feminine part of you come out in the bedroom. And they actually appreciate that you do. This is something you'll do exclusively in the room, but you don't have to be out in public looking super sexy or gaining attention from other males or females or anything like that. It's something that you strictly bring into the bedroom with you, which I think was a pleasant surprise for your person. And one of the things that kind of hooked them, that they were getting so much from you. They were getting this interesting, strong personality on one hand that could be even quite masculine, but then behind closed doors, this person could be so experimental and feminine and sexy and, you know, open and allowing them to kind of like explore, you know, so I think that they really enjoy that about you. Now the second one says, "Just once if I had the chance, the things I would do to you." And it says, "Dress up in sexy lingerie and heels. Your man is incredibly visual." You can't make this stuff up, you guys. You can't make it up. I didn't even see that until just now, and I mean, that's verbatim almost what I said. So yes, your person is extremely visual. They are extremely attracted to you physically, and you might not be their type, like normally what they go for, but whatever it is that you have, you've opened them up to something kind of new, and they like it more than the things they thought they liked. So you have a very great sexual chemistry here. I get that you're both willing to explore and experiment. Nobody's nobody shuts the other person down. This person's absolutely crazy about you. They have not actually gotten to do everything that they want with you, though. Okay, so they're in their head. They're just, if they could have that one moment to just throw you down in a bed and do everything, or a floor or dresser, wherever, outside on the lawn, wherever they are. You know, they fantasize about just being able to take you and, like, do whatever they want to you, you know, or have you do things to them that they want. How about in the library on top of books, but you can't be too loud? And then it says, make love with your partner in a discreet location. This is something they love. See, again, you can't make it up. Did I not just make jokes about doing it publicly? Having sex in different places publicly? And then here we have it. So your person, they're a little bit of an exhibitionist. They kind of get off on the idea of, like, maybe you two sneaking off at a party and, you know, having, like, a quickie in a closet somewhere, or, you know what I mean, a bathroom somewhere, stuff like that. They're visual. They like to see and feel what's going on around them, and in, like, an intense energy. This person has a certain intensity to them, although they come off as somebody who is a little bit more practical in their everyday life. I do pick up, like, a fiery, again, there's a lot of fire here. There's definitely fire in both charts. But particularly with your person, they can come off as somebody who's really, really, like, practical and logical when they present themselves to other people, but they have a lot of fiery, passionate, intense energy, especially with relationships. Okay, so that's one way that they're just a little bit different. And with you, they're exploring this whole new, different relationship period, so this is really exciting for them. One thing I did pick was, I do this for everyone. I don't know if you can see it, but I pick a number and a day of the week. Yeah, I know the light's glaring, so you can't really see it, but it says Wednesday the 16th. And 16, of course, could be broken down. 6 plus 1 is 7. That could be a significant number as well. The day of the week doesn't have to be this coming. It could be any Wednesday, but it is going to be a significant day for you in this relationship. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start with the love reading aspect of this, okay? I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards from Whispers of Love. And this is going to give me a better idea of what's actually going on with you and your person. As far as the emotional aspect of your relationship goes, I'm going to be able to pull cards that give me an idea of what's going on with you two, and if there are some issues between you two, hopefully there are things that can be resolved. So, okay, so, wow, this is a gorgeous visual. It says, be supportive, make a genuine effort to show you care. And this is just an absolutely beautiful visual here. You have this couple who, I mean, I love these cards for the visuals. I think the visual aspect speaks as much as anything that is on the cards. And this is just a really gorgeous energy. It's beautiful to look at. It feels beautiful. When you two are together, it feels quite beautiful. I'm not getting that there's a lot of issues here. I think this is just something where you're curious as to where this is going, and if you're investing your emotions in it, is it something that's going to be safe and worth it? And if it's a relationship that's been continuing, you know, a long-term thing, you're just kind of like here to reaffirm what you already know about this relationship, and that you have something really special here. I get such a good energy here. Now with the first one, even though there's some similar things going on between the two, and I said they could be adjoined, there are some big differences. There was a very dark energy to that reading, and I'm not getting that with this one. Of course, that could be because I'm getting something from the future where a new cycle started. But if not, this is just a really lovely energy. You two have something really special here. Spirit is reminding you to continue to support your partner, to be understanding, to just be open to what this person's needs are. And I think that you are. And Spirit is just reaffirming that you're handling this the right way. Okay. And if this is something new for others I'm getting, Spirit wants you to know that your person does require, they require somebody very kind and loving and supportive, as do all of us really when it comes down to it. But this person needs that. They grew up very close to their mother, so they're kind of used to that type of attention, and that's something that they're going to require in this relationship. They need a really, really understanding, like sweet sort of personality to balance them out a little bit. It's just the type of personality they do well with. So that's just a message for somebody out there. New love. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. And I actually don't necessarily think that the love itself is new. It could be for some people, however, but what I'm really getting is that you're in a new cycle with this person. And this is growing and expanding. This is really beautiful energy. Spirit is reaffirming that you are in something that is loving and worthwhile. And while you might have slight rifts here and there, or things that you don't see eye to eye on, overall you're actually in a really great relationship, or you're going to be in the future. So it's for somebody out there. If you're not in a relationship yet, in the future you're going to be in something really, really beautiful. So if this is about a crush, maybe you're getting a better, clearer vision of what the future holds for you too. So your person, again, they respect you a lot, they love you a lot, and the stubbornness is something that they have to try to put up with because they are so appreciative of everything else that you bring to the table. They love that you're different. You've really opened their eyes up to a different type of mate, a different type of feminine energy that has masculine, intertwined heavily, and that's something that they really, really love. I'm just getting great energy here, you guys. I really am. It's light, it's beautiful, it's fiery, but not in a bad way. It's fiery in a good way, and you two really, really dig each other. I'm just getting I keep seeing somebody being slammed up against a wall, picked up in someone's arms, or crashing down on a bed together. You really can't keep your hands off each other. So that's awesome. And there's an emotional and spiritual connection as well. And I think that's what makes the sex even better, honestly, for you two. But you're both experimental as well. So I think that you're doing very well in the bedroom. I don't think we have issues there. Physical touch. A tender touch can mean so much. So your person really, really enjoys when you're physical with them. They're very visual, but they also react to touch. They love when you have your hands on them. They love to be stroked by you and, just kissed and tasted. They love when you use your tongue on them. They love watching you do it. They probably want to record you doing it if they haven't yet. Stuff like that. They're just very, very attracted to you. And I get this is going to be a lot of fun if you haven't gone there yet, and if you have, then it's a lot of fun, so congratulations. I'm really happy that we're not getting something too heavy here, because the other one was quite heavy. It really was a very heavy relationship, and there was a bit of a depressing undertone to it. But here we're not getting that at all. This is more of you reaffirming, either this is for future love that's coming your way, or reaffirming what you already know, which is that you two are actually in a great relationship here. And little tiny arguments are not worth separation or anything like that. Not that I really get that you want to anyway. So, Spirit, give me some advice for group 2. Okay, so we have the Three of Spades here. Now this can actually stand for misunderstandings. Again, I think that if you're going through something with your person, it's something very small, a slight miscommunication or misunderstanding between the two of you, but it's definitely something that's repairable. You two just need to really communicate a little bit better with each other. Because you're both stubborn, it might be difficult for somebody to step forward and say sorry sometimes. I mean, both of you might like have issues with apologies and stuff like that. I think that Spirit is telling you that this is a really worthwhile relationship, and you know, don't be. Sometimes it's okay to be the bigger person. Sometimes it's bigger person to be the bigger person. So you know, just keep in mind the little misunderstandings. They happen in all relationships. It's not something that you need to feel is, you know, there isn't some critical disaster here that's like irreparable. You two have slight disagreements, and you probably need to come together and verbalize between the two of you what you need from each other a little bit better. So I'm getting communication could be a factor here. I'm not getting a lot of air with you, but I am with your person. And air signs are very good communicators, but as I said before, your person also has a lot of fire energy, so you're both a little bit impulsive. I think you both kind of like speak your minds, and sometimes that's great for the most part, but sometimes that can be a little troubling in a relationship if both parties are that way. You know, we need one person who's sensitive to kind of balance us out usually. So I think that the fire in both of you is something that can cause some issues sometimes. But overall, your person's crazy about you, and they love those qualities about you. They just don't love those qualities when you're fighting, okay? But overall, they appreciate you. They really do. I get a really good energy from your person. Despite the fact that I do get something of a player vibe, I don't get that vibe with you. I think that they take you very seriously, even if it's just the beginning of the relationship. This person knows that you're the one. They know that you're different. They know that you're in their life for a significant reason. They don't want to mess it up, and they are having a hard time, like struggling to let go of the playboy thing or playgirl thing, but they are going to do that because they know that this is a worthwhile relationship. Okay, there's not been any cheating or anything like that. At worst, maybe some flirting, probably a lot of flirting, honestly. I think it's part of your person's personality, and I don't think that that's going to change, and I don't even know if it's something that needs to change, nor do I think that for you it's even that big of a deal. Even if you get a little bit jealous, I think that, you know, like your person needs that, and like you're okay with that. So I don't think that's a big issue here. We have the Nine of Diamonds here, which is actually, sorry you guys, I can't see it. Oh, this is a great card. This card stands for great health, prosperity. Yeah, you know, I get that both of you are in fairly good health here. I'm mentally, emotionally, physically. I think that you're both doing well in your careers. You're mentally healthy. Your head's strong. So I think that Spirit is encouraging you to continue to move forward with the flow of what is going now. Continue to move forward in this direction. You're going in the right direction with this person, okay? And if this is a crush, this is something that's going to be happening in your future. Again, I get a proposal coming, whether, you know, that's 2 years from now or not. I sense that a proposal is coming here. Your person does want to marry you. I think that you're a non-traditionalist, so you might struggle with that at first, but I think that you're going to realize that when it comes to this person, it's worth it, because this is the only person for you. You have no reason not to marry them. You know that they're going to be the one, that this is it. So stay healthy, stay happy, continue to communicate the way you both are. We have the Nine of Clubs, which actually, this is a sign of physical strength. So again, I'm getting a lot of health vibes here. You're both in fairly good health, as I stated. I think that your person loves to work out. They're a bit of a health nut. I get somebody either pumping iron or something to that effect, or just, you know, what I hear is the sounds of a gym. So however they might go about working out, this is definitely something that your person is very big on. In fact, they could even be like a fitness instructor, or do it on the side even, perhaps. Yeah, there's somebody who is just very, very into, you know, the physical. And I get that you actually like to work out as well. So that's kind of something that you two have in common with each other. One of the things that you kind of do together. So, you know, you're two very different people with very different hobbies and things like that, but you two come together and work very well in certain situations and a lot of situations. So Spirit is just reaffirming that you're doing great in this relationship. There is nothing to fear. You need to move forward. You need to continue with this person, do the things you've been doing, you know, and just, you know, continue to be real with each other. Continue to feel out what's going on with one another. How can you understand this person better? You're doing fine, but you can even be doing more, and there will be vast improvements in your relationship if you approach it from this angle. Spirit wants you to know that you're in something that's absolutely worthwhile, as I stated, and the best way to handle this relationship is a lot of the things you've been doing thus far, other than the lack of communication verbally. So that's something you need to work on, okay? I'm going to go ahead and pull a poem to read, and then we're going to close this reading out. Okay, so a romantic immolating fury. Again, see that fire energy is crazy. We're just getting it in every way, shape, and form. Clearly, there's a lot of fire, as I said, in both charts. So that's cool. A romantic immolating fury. We murder the thing we love. Oscar said it best. The way for years I was blinded, a decade left behind it. In this circle of flames, I couldn't see it. I knew the truth, but you just couldn't be it. Hell's flame was almost cheap imitation, next to your scorch, complete immolation. The flames around me, the desperation, as I lost but never again found me. It was shot to the ground, but I couldn't die from it. The truth was lost and found, I couldn't hide from it. So I froze until I melted. My heart, the burns and the welting, burned down all four, every chamber, and even then still stayed the same there. Because the one thing in life which is real is so very true. Fire is real, and that fire was you. Copyright 2019 to 2021, A Romantic Immolating Fury, We Murder the Thing We Love, A Forest Fires, Part 1 by Nicole DiSattini. And I'm going to go ahead and close this out with the final message for you with this reading based on the poem. I just wanted to say something, and this was something that I wasn't sure I was picking up, but it actually makes sense now. Your person is struggling to move on from a very abusive relationship that they were in prior to what they have with you. So the poem represents what they went through. They're suffering from something called Stockholm Syndrome, I believe. It doesn't have to be, but this is the feeling I'm getting from this. So sometimes your person may find it difficult to continue on in this relationship based on what they went through, but they're very happy with you and they do want to continue with you. It's hard for them to talk about it and let you know that, you know, sometimes when you're struggling together, this is something that they went through. So I just wanted to put that out there and help you better understand your relationship. Okay, you two are really doing great. I get such a good energy between you two. A lot of love, a lot of care, concern, fun. You know, just really, really great energy. But that may be something that you two struggle with, what your person went through. And it could even be something that you went through as well. You both may have faced very poor relationships prior to this one. So if you do struggle in one area, that might be it. Some type of PTSD, something that causes one or both of you to kind of like recoil, pull back. But overall, it's a great relationship. I get great energy, and I think that you two are going to be very happy if you move forward and continue to do the things that you're doing. And remember, number one, first and foremost, to stay kind, supportive, and loving towards this person. That is the thing that is going to capture their heart and keep it in your hands. So that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my reading. I'm going to eventually be doing Pickacard readings with a normal 3 or 4 group pile when I have the extended reads available on Vimeo. Right now I'm just getting things going. I would really appreciate if you would subscribe to the channel, though. That's like a huge, huge assistance and help to me, okay? like the video, share it with your friends, hit the notification bell so you know when a new one's coming. I'm going to be uploading at least 3 a week, with one main one when I actually perform the songs instead of singing a poem. So that's something you can look forward to. Hopefully, I just try to. I'm always thinking about how can I make things different and fun, but also convey the messages through spirit that this person needs to hear at the moment. So I thought that songs and poems are a great way to convey messages many times better than just verbalizing it literally. So have a great day. I will see you guys in the next reading, hopefully, and toodaloo.